Chapter 1. Doomsday never begins politely. It doesn't knock, it doesn't text beforehand, and it definitely doesn't wait for you to finish your noodles. I learned this when the sky cracked open like a windshield hit by a baseball, raining sheets of shimmering cosmic dust over the city. People screamed, buildings trembled, birds collectively resigned. And me? I looked up from my barely warm instant ramen and muttered, "Great. Of course the world ends on grocery day." Then my kitchen lights flickered, my phone went black, every screen in my apartment blinked with a blinding gold flare. A voice echoed inside my mind, smooth, ancient, resonant. "Initializing system boot. Do not panic. You are being selected." "Too late," I hissed, flinging my chopsticks at the empty air. "Selected for what? Jury duty for the apocalypse?" Selection reason. High cognitive adaptability. Emotional resilience. 92.7% probability of not dying immediately. Immediately? I repeated, not comforting. A golden sigil spiraled from the ceiling and wrapped around my wrist. It shimmered like liquid sunlight. Then the voice dropped its formal tone, almost sheepish. "Hello, Aria Vale. I am Echo." "Okay, Echo." I rubbed my temples. "Why does my life suddenly feel like a glitchy RPG?" Silence. Then a faint cough. "I may have simplified my interface?" "You what?" "Fine. I'm not just a system." The golden light coiled tighter. Warm, alive. "I am a celestial construct, a dragon of the first star, and my world is dying." I stared blankly. The ramen boiled over. Somewhere outside, a car exploded. "Of course you are," I said. "Why wouldn't the apocalypse involve a dragon asking me for tech support?" Echo continued. "My world's corruption bleeds into yours. If yours falls, so does mine. To repair what is broken, I need, well, you." "Why me?" A pause. "Because you are angry enough to fight, and kind enough to save." The words hit harder than I expected. But then the sirens started, the sky roared again, and through my window I saw them. Fallen beasts. Skeletal silhouettes with ember-bright veins crawling out of rifts in the air. Behind them came something worse. Corrupted humans. Not zombies. Not yet. They staggered forward with glowing red eyes, mouths hanging open, skin turning gray and cracked like dried concrete. Their screams weren't human anymore. Guttural, wet, wrong. My heartbeat spiked. Echo spoke calmly. "Permission to initiate combat synchronization? Do I have a choice?" "Statistically, no." "Then yes," I yelled. "Synchronize! Sync me! Do the shiny dragon thing!" My apartment walls burst inward. A fallen beast shrieked, a corrupted person lunged, fingers elongated into claws, and golden flames exploded from my fingers. The fire hit the corrupted human square in the chest. They screamed, a sound that would haunt my nightmares, and collapsed, the corruption burning away in golden embers. What remained was just a person. Dead. Empty. I stared at my shaking hands. Did I just? You purified the corruption. The host was already deceased. You ended their suffering. That doesn't make me feel better, Echo. I know. The fallen base charged. I didn't have time to process grief. Survival first, therapy later. Chapter 2. Training, tragedy, and terrible cardio. Newsflash. Magic is not an automatic win button. Golden fire burst from my palms, spectacular, heroic, everything I ever imagined, until it shot backwards and punched a hole straight through my bathroom door. Is this normal? I shouted. Define normal. Not destroying my toilet. Ah, then no. Two fallen beasts lunged at me, long-clawed limbs scraping across the floor. Their bones glowed like lava under pressure. Behind them came three more corrupted humans crawling through the window. One was wearing a pizza delivery uniform. The other was someone's grandma. I felt bile rise in my throat. Purify their cores. Center of the chest. Your fire can purify the infection. I have never purified anything in my entire life. Begin now. I swung my arm, accidentally yeeting a ball of gold fire right into my own couch. The couch screamed, actually me, and lit up like a sacrifice to the sun. The next fireball actually hit something. The beast shrieked, cracked, and dissolved into burning fragments. One down. Cardio build due immediately. The corrupted pizza guy grabbed my ankle. I screamed and kicked, blasting fire point blank into his face. He dissolved into ash. I immediately vomited into my kitchen sink. Emotional processing detected. Would you like a motivational? Echo, read the room! Apologies. By the time I purified the last beast, I was gasping like a dying fish, covered in ash, and emotionally destroyed. Echo analyzed me like a smug personal trainer. Endurance, 3 of 100. Rude! Strength, 4 of 100. I will delete you. Social skills, 8 of 100. Hey! Attractiveness, 87 of 100. I froze. He froze. Statistical attractiveness. Objective measurement. No emotional subtext. Sure, I muttered. Dragon compliments. Definitely normal. Then the building shook. Outside, sirens wailed. Smoke rose across the city. Through the broken window, I could see them. Hundreds of corrupted humans flooding the streets. Fallen beasts the size of buses, and something bigger moving in the smoke. Something with too many legs. Echo's voice dropped low. Serious. Aria, the rifts are spreading. The corruption moves quickly. Your world has only months before full collapse. I swallowed hard. And your world? ARD. Already collapsing. Silence fell between us. Then I straightened, brushing ash off my sleeves. Okay, dragon system, apocalypse, interdimensional nonsense. Fine. I pointed at the golden sigil on my wrist. Teach me to fight. Echo sounded relieved, almost warm. Very well. Lesson 1. Do not set yourself on fire. That was 1 time. It was 12 times. Echo. Yes, Aria? We're going to fix your world and mine, and if something caused this, my voice hardened, then I'm going to make them regret ever breathing. The golden light pulsed like a heartbeat. Then our pact is formed. Outside, the sky cracked again. Inside, golden fire coiled around my hands. The end had begun. So had my revenge. Chapter 3. I always assumed that if the world ended, I'd die alone in my apartment wearing mismatched socks. Instead, I found myself sprinting across the burning streets with a dragon system screaming in my head and 5 strangers with superpowers accidentally destroying city infrastructure. Character development, I guess. The team, aka the Chaos Squad, we met in what used to be a public park, now a crater with decorative fire and approximately 73 zombie-corrupted humans shambling towards us. 1. Rin, fire user. 19, fiery red hair, shaved on one side, lethal temper, surprisingly soft-hearted. Thinks before acting? Absolutely not. Lost her little brother to the corruption on day 1, burns things to cope. 2. Lyra, ice user. 25, long silver braids. Calm, elegant, looks like she meditates and judges you silently. Terrifying accuracy with icicles. Former surgeon. keeps trying to save the corrupted. It never works. 3. Dante, metal shaper. 28, broad shoulders, mechanic clothes, can bend steel with his hands. Talks like every sentence costs him money. Built a shelter for 40 people before the monsters ate them all. Hasn't smiled since. 4. Kai, earth shifter. 23, curly dark hair, tan skin, looks like a huggable giant. Throws boulders like volleyballs, apologies included. Actually cries during battles. Still fights harder than anyone. 5. Sarah, air manipulator. 21, short, hyper, probably fueled by caffeine, can summon tornadoes the size of SUVs. Will talk during battle, loudly. Uses humor to hide crippling anxiety. It's not working. They weren't chosen by Echo. They were chosen by something else. Fragments of wild cosmic energy that broke loose the moment Echo bonded with me. According to Echo, your synchronization triggered a cascade event. Their power seeds are unstable, untamed, uncatalogued. Probability of self-destruction, 67%. Great, I said, panting. So I unlocked DLC content that might explode. We stood in the middle of smoking rubble facing a Horde titan, a fallen beast the size of a 3-story library fused with the screaming, writhing bodies of corrupted humans. Its rib cage glowed molten red. Arms, too many arms, sprouted from its sides. It wasn't just a monster. It was a nightmare made flesh. Rin yelled, "Okay, new girl, what do you do?" I held up my hands dramatically. "I heal things!" The Titan roared. A spray of corruption splattered across the ground, instantly turning grass into black sludge. Rin blinked. "You what? Heal? That's your ability?" I shrugged helplessly. "I didn't design the skill tree." Echo corrected me. "You purify corruption. You are the only one capable of reversing structural decay. You may heal worlds." Echo, not now. Apologies. The first team fight, a disaster. Lyra conjured a blizzard, ice shards the size of swords. Sarah summoned a tornado that immediately went rogue and destroyed a hot dog stand. Dante bent a street sign into a spear and hurled it like a javelin. Kai uprooted half the park, trees, benches, a statue of some dead mayor. Rin rolled her shoulders, ignited both fists, and grinned with the enthusiasm of someone who had given up on survival. Let's burn this thing. I took one step and immediately tripped over a chunk of asphalt. Graceful, heroic, worthy of legend. The Titan lunged. 50 corrupted humans surged forward with it. Rin shouted, "Aria, move!" I shouted, "I am moving, just not well." A corrupted child, couldn't have been older than 10, grabbed my leg. I froze. Lyra didn't. An icicle shot through the child's skull. Clean. Instant. I stared at her, horrified. Lyra's face was stone. "They're already dead, Aria. All of them." "But..." "No buts. Fight or die." Echo guided me. "Center yourself. Focus. You can do this." "I can't even do my taxes without crying." "Aria." The Titan's fist slammed down. Kai caught it with a boulder shield. Barely. The impact cracked the ground. "Okay, fine." I thrust my hand forward. Golden light exploded. Not fire this time, but a clean, searing beam that sliced through a dozen corrupted humans and carved into the Titan's chest. It shrieked and staggered back, leaking black ooze. The others froze for half a second. Rin whispered, "Holy crap, she's the healer and the nuker." Dante grunted. "Useful." Lyra nodded primly. "Rare." Sarah screamed, "You're so cool!" Kai gently placed her back on the ground. "Focus, Sarah." We closed in together, chaotic, messy, but united. Rin roasted its legs. corrupted humans burned in her wake. Lyra froze its spine. Ice spread across its body like cancer. Dante pinned it with steel beams ripped from a collapsed building. Kai crushed its jaw with a boulder the size of a minivan. Sarah ripped the air pressure around it, creating a vacuum that made it scream. And I ran straight at it. Stupid? Yes. Effective? Also, yes. I slammed both palms into its chest and unleashed everything Echo had given me. Golden fire poured into the Titan, not burning, purifying. The corruption screamed, a sound that wasn't just noise, but pure, distilled agony. The Titan shattered like burnt glass. The corrupted humans collapsed, finally free. For a moment, we all just stood there, panting, drenched in sweat, soot, and existential trauma. Then Ren clapped me on the back so hard my lungs briefly retired. "Welcome to the team, Vale!" I coughed. Is that what we are?" Lyra tilted her head. "You have a better name?" Chaos Prevention Club?" Sarah screamed, "Too late!" Kai looked at the bodies scattered around us. 73 people who'd been alive yesterday. He sat down and started crying. Nobody stopped him. We all wanted to. Chapter 4. We set up camp in an abandoned subway station. Wide, underground, and surprisingly free of monsters. For now. Dante welded metal doors shut with his bare hands. Kai reinforced the walls with stone pillars that grew from the floor like trees. Lyra formed ice tiles to cool the place, also to preserve the bodies we'd managed to recover. 43 civilians who died before corruption took them. We'd bury them when we could. If we could. Sarah ventilated the station like a one-woman HVAC unit, standing in the center with arms outstretched, cycling air through the tunnels. I sat on a crate, staring at my golden signal. Echo spoke softly. "Your influence stabilizes them. Without you, their power seeds may overload." "So I'm the glue?" "The anchor." Wow. No pressure. Rin dropped down next to me, smelling like smoke and sweat, and offered me a dented can of soda. "Found it in a vending machine. Figured you could use it." I took it. "Thanks." We sat in silence. Then Rin said quietly, "My brother turned on day 2. He was 14. I looked at her. I had to burn him myself. Mom tried to stop me. He bit her, so I burned her too. Her hand shook. "I'm not a good person, Aria." I put my hand on hers. "You're alive. That makes you good enough." She laughed, bitter, broken. "Is that the bar now?" "Yeah, it is." Across the station, Lyra was teaching Dante how to sterilize wounds using ice. He listened with the focus of someone who expected to need this information soon. Kai sat with Sarah, who was rambling nervously about her cat. Kai just nodded and let her talk. We were 6 strangers playing house in the apocalypse. We were going to die here, but not today. Aria. "Yeah, Echo?" "New data indicates your ability is evolving." "Evolving how?" "Purification is only the first stage. You can mend corruption, reverse destruction. If pushed far enough, you may be able to restore matter to its original state." I stared. "You mean reset reality?" "Under extreme conditions, yes. But there is a cost." "There's always a cost." If you reset living matter, human, beast, any biological form, you absorb their corruption into yourself. My blood ran cold. How much can I take? Unknown. The system is not designed for human use. You may survive, you may not. Great! Aria. Yeah, Echo? Could I? Could I heal your world? Echo's voice shook, the closest thing to emotion I'd ever heard from him. If you grow strong enough, yes, but you would have to survive the attempt. Silence. Then a scream echoed from the tunnel. We all jumped to our feet. Dante grabbed his steel spear. Rin ignited her fists. Lyra's breath misted with cold. From the darkness, something crawled. Not a fallen beast, not a corrupted human, something worse. A plague spawn. A mass of fused bodies, limbs jutting out at impossible angles, faces half melted into the flesh. It moved like a spider, fast and jerky. Echo's voice was urgent. Threat level, Alpha. Plague spawns are corruption condensed. Highly infectious. Do not let it touch you. How do we kill it? You can't. Only you can purify it. The spawn lunged. Kay threw a boulder. The spawn absorbed it, grew bigger. Lyra hit it with ice. It shattered the ice with a screech. Dante impaled it with steel. It pulled the metal into its body and added it to its mass. Rin roasted it. It kept coming. It was learning. Adapting. Sarah screamed, "Aria, do something!" I ran forward. Stupid? Yes. Necessary? Also yes. The spawn grabbed me. Corruption flooded my veins. Cold, wrong, burning. Warning, corruption level rising. 17%, 23%, 31%. I screamed and unleashed everything. Golden fire poured from my core. Not from my hands, but from my soul. The spawn shrieked, dissolved. I collapsed. The last thing I heard was Rin shouting my name. Then darkness. Chapter 5. I woke up 3 days later. Apparently, absorbing an alpha-level corruption entity is bad for your health. Who knew? Rin sat beside me, looking like she hadn't slept in 72 hours. You're awake. Unfortunately. She punched my arm. Don't ever do that again. Can't promise that. Aria. Rin, this is what I do. I'm the purifier. I'm the reset button. I sat up slowly, head pounding. If I don't take the hits, who does? We all do, together. I looked at her, really looked. Her eyes were bloodshot, hands bandaged, a fresh burn scar across her jaw. How bad was it? 3 more plague spawns attacked while you were out. We've lost 12 people. My stomach dropped. Who? She listed names. I didn't know most of them. That made it worse somehow. Echo spoke gently. Corruption absorbed, 31%. Current capacity, 42% remaining before critical failure. You are approaching your limit, Aria. So, I've got 2, maybe 3 more big purges before I die. Correct. Cool. Cool. Love that for me. Rin grabbed my hand. We'll figure something out. Yeah, we will. I didn't believe it. Neither did she. But we lied to each other anyway. Because that's what survivors do. 2 weeks into the apocalypse, we made a mistake. We got comfortable. The subway base felt safe. We'd reinforced it, set up watches, built traps. We thought we had time. We were wrong. They came at night. Zombie hordes, not the slow, shambling kind from movies, fast, coordinated, and intelligent, led by something worse. A corruption lord, a massive, armored beast with human intelligence and malicious intent. It spoke. "Hello, little lights." Its voice was wet gravel and dying screams. "You've been very troublesome." Dante raised his spear. "Everybody back!" The Lord laughed. "I'm not here to fight." He gestured. From the shadows they brought prisoners, civilians, survivors, children. 37 people, bound and gagged. The Lord smiled with too many teeth. "A trade. You," he pointed at me, "for them." My blood turned to ice. Echo's voice was sharp. "Do not. It will kill you and them." "I know." Rin grabbed my arm. "Aria, no!" Lyra's voice was cold. "It's a trap." Dante said, "We fight." Kay cried, "We can't let them die." Sarah shaking, "We can't let you die." I looked at the prisoners. A mother clutching her daughter, an old man who'd shared his food with us last week, a teenager who reminded me of Rin's brother. Then I looked at my team, my family. I smiled. Echo, full synchronization. "Aria, your corruption levels." I said full synchronization. "As you wish." Golden light exploded from my body, so bright the Lord flinched. I stepped forward. "New deal. You let them go right now, and I'll give you a fight worth remembering." The Lord's smile widened. "Bold." "Stupid," Ren hissed behind me. "Same thing." The Lord waved. The zombies released the prisoners. They ran towards us, sobbing, terrified. Kay caught them. Sarah guided them down the tunnel. The Lord watched me. "Your move, little light." I cracked my knuckles. Echo. Battle mode. Synchronization level 100%. Warning. This will consume your remaining safe capacity. You may not survive. Then I'll make it count. Chapter 7. I'd love to tell you it was epic, that I dominated, that I won easily. I'd be lying. The Corruption Lord was fast, faster than anything I'd fought. Its first strike shattered 3 of my ribs. Its second sent me through a concrete pillar. Golden fire poured from my hands, but it dodged, graceful, mocking. Is this the savior? Pathetic. Rin charged in. "Get away from her!" Her fire hit the Lord square in the chest. It laughed and backhanded her into a wall so hard I heard bones crack. "Rin!" Lyra and Dante attacked together, ice and steel in perfect sync. The Lord caught Dante's spear, heated it until it melted, and stabbed him with his own weapon. Dante screamed. Lyra's face went pale. She hit the Lord with everything she had. It froze for exactly 2 seconds. Then it shattered the ice and grabbed her by the throat. "You cannot win," it whispered. Kai hit it with a boulder the size of a car. The Lord dropped Lyra and caught the boulder, then threw it back. Kai raised an earth shield. The impact knocked him unconscious. Sarah summoned a tornado, class 5 winds that ripped the tunnel apart. The Lord walked through it like it was a light breeze. It grabbed Sarah by the neck. This is what happens when you resist. It started to squeeze. I watched Sarah's face turn purple. Watched my team, broken, bleeding, dying, and something inside me snapped. Not anger. Something colder. Purpose. Aria, don't. I did not hear those ampersands. Echo, override protocol. That will kill you. I know. I stood, ribs screaming, vision blurring. I put my hand on my chest, over my heart where the corruption had been building, and I pulled. Not pushed. Pulled. Every ounce of corruption I'd absorbed, 31% capacity worth of death and decay and wrong, I reversed its flow. I turned it into fuel. Golden flames erupted from my body. Not purification fire, but something new. Divine immolation. The fire didn't burn. It erased. Echo screamed in my head. Aria, stop! You're burning your soul! Then I'll burn bright! I hit the corruption lord with everything I had and everything I was and everything I'd ever be. The lord shrieked, a sound that shattered windows 5 blocks away. Its armor cracked, its flesh boiled, its corruption unraveled. And in its final moment, it whispered, "You cannot save them all." Then it died. The zombie horde collapsed instantly, puppets with cut strings. I stood in the center of the tunnel, burning, dying. Echo's voice was broken. Corruption level, 94%. System failure imminent. Aria, I'm sorry. It's okay, Echo. My vision went dark. I felt arms catch me. Rin, sobbing. Stay with me. Lyra, I can't stop the corruption. Dante, barely conscious. Use my metal. Contain it. Kai, crying. Please don't go. Sarah, screaming. Aria! I smiled. You guys are the worst team ever. I love you. Then I died. Chapter 8. Death wasn't dark. It was gold. I stood in an endless void of warm, humming light, and in front of me, a dragon. Not a system interface, not a voice in my head. An actual, massive, beautiful golden dragon with eyes like suns and scales that sang. Hello, Aria Vale. Echo's true voice. Deep. Ancient. Sad. You're really a dragon. I am. You've been lying to me. I simplified the truth for your comfort. I laughed, bitter, exhausted. My comfort? Echo, I died. I know. And I am sorry. This is my fault. All of it. What do you mean? Echo, the real Echo, sighed. A sound like wind through canyons. My world was the first world, the origin point. When corruption invaded, I tried to stop it. I failed. And in my desperation, I created a system, a bridge between dying worlds, hoping to find someone strong enough to end what I could not. You made me a weapon. I gave you a choice. Did you really? I shouted. Anger flooded through me, hot, clean, real. You picked me. You changed me. You made me responsible for 2 worlds. Yes. No excuses. No justifications. Just truth. I wanted to hit him, scream at him, tell him I hated him, but I'd seen inside his heart when we synchronized. I'd felt his grief, his guilt, his desperate hope. Why me? I asked quietly. Because you are angry enough to fight, and kind enough to save. But more than that, he met my eyes. You remind me of my daughter. Silence. Your daughter? She died defending our world, buying time for others to escape. She was brave, reckless, absolutely terrible at following orders. A sound that might have been a laugh. You have her spirit, Aria Vale, and I I wanted to save you the way I couldn't save her. Tears burned my eyes. That's really messed up, Echo. I know. I should hate you. You should. But I don't. His eyes glowed brighter. You're stuck with me now, I said. So if you've got any dramatic resurrection magic, now's the time. Echo hesitated. There is a way, but it requires sacrifice. Of course it does. I can give you my core essence, merge fully with you. You will survive, grow stronger, but he trailed off. I understood. You'll die. I will cease to be a separate entity. I will become part of you, forever. Echo. It's the only way, Aria, and it's my choice. But you have 5 people depending on you, 37 civilians who need protection, 2 worlds dying, and no time. He smiled, somehow, impossibly. A dragon smiled. Let me be useful one last time. I wanted to argue, but he was right. Okay, I whispered. But Echo, yes, thank you for everything. The honor was mine, Aria Vale. Golden light consumed us both. Chapter 9. I woke up screaming. Not from pain, from power. Every cell in my body burned with golden fire. My veins glowed, my eyes blazed, my hair floated like I was underwater. System fully integrated. Corruption capacity, infinite. Power level, celestial. Echo's voice was still there, but different, closer. Part of me now. Hello again. You're still here? Always. I told you. Part of you now. Forever. Well, that's not codependent at all. I heard that. I said it out loud. Fair. I sat up. Rin, Lyra, Dante, Kai, and Sarah surrounded me looking like they'd seen a ghost, which, technically, they had. You died, Rin said, flatly. I got better. For 3 days. Was I supposed to rush? She grabbed me in a hug so tight I couldn't breathe. Then Sarah joined. Then Kai. Then even Lyra. Dante stood back, arms crossed. Then he muttered, "Screw it," and joined the group hug. We stayed like that for a long time. When we finally broke apart, Lyra studied me with clinical precision. Your eyes are gold now. My everything is gold now. You feel different. I am different. I'm celestial human hybrid, unique classification, extremely powerful, probably illegal in several dimensions. Thanks, Echo. Dante raised an eyebrow. You're talking to yourself. No, I'm talking to the dragon who lives in my head now. Everyone stared. Sarah slowly raised her hand. Can I get one? No. Aw. I stood, testing my new body. Everything felt lighter, stronger, like I'd been wearing weighted clothes my entire life and just took them off. How many did we lose while I was out? The mood shifted instantly. Ren's jaw tightened. 18. My heart sunk. The Horde attacks got worse. Without you to purify the big ones, we had to fall back, repeatedly. We saved who we could. Kai wiped his eyes. It wasn't enough. I walked to each of them, put my hand on their shoulders. Then we make it enough, starting now. Aria, incoming threat. What? Seismic activity detected. Something is burrowing through the subway tunnels. Multiple signatures. Large signatures. Dante grabbed his weapon. How large? The ground shook. Through the tunnel came a sound. Metal scraping stone, wet breathing, the click-click-click of too many legs. Then we saw them. Tunneler swarms. Insectoid nightmares the size of bears, armored in bone plates, with mandibles that could shear through steel. Behind them, corrupted soldiers. Not shambling zombies. Military. Armed. Trained. Still wearing dog tags. Still human enough to use tactics. One of them, a sergeant based on the stripes, raised a hand. The swarm stopped. He spoke. His voice was wet, wrong, but still intelligible. Surrender the celestial. The master wants her alive. I stepped forward. Tell your master, I said. Rin grabbed my arm. Aria, there's like 200 of them. I counted 237, Lyra said calmly. Give or take. Sarah laughed. High. Panicked. We're gonna die again! Kai raised his fists. Then we die fighting. Dante twirled his spear. I'm too tired to run anyway. I looked at my team, my family, and I smiled. Echo, combat mode. Already active. Shall I provide dramatic background music? Please. Excellent choice. I raised both hands. Golden fire swirled around me. Not wild, but controlled. Perfect. New plan, I announced. I'll handle the swarm. You 5 take the soldiers. What? Everyone shouted. Trust me. I launched forward. The tunnelers charged. I met them head on. Chapter 10. The Battle of the Subway, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Explosion. Fighting 200 giant murder insects while your friends battle corrupted super soldiers is, scientifically speaking, a terrible idea. But I'd died once already. What was the worst that could happen? Narrator voice. Many worse things could happen. The first tunneler lunged, mandibles wide enough to bite me in half. I caught them with my bare hands. Strength enhancement, 1000%. Echo, why didn't you mention I'm basically Superman now? You didn't ask. I ripped the tunneler's mandibles clean off and used them to impale the next one. The swarm surrounded me. Perfect. I slammed my palms on the ground. Purification wave, area effect. Golden fire exploded outward in a sphere, disintegrating corrupted flesh and leaving only clean ash. 50 tunnelers gone in one move. Behind me, the chaos was beautiful. Rin rode a wave of fire, roasting soldiers left and right, screaming something about her brother and vengeance, and absolutely terrible one-liners. Lyra moved like death itself, silent, precise, every ice spike a kill shot, no wasted movement, no hesitation. Dante had turned half the tunnel into a metal death trap, spikes, nets, cages. Soldiers impaled themselves trying to advance. Kai brought the ceiling down on clusters of enemies, apologizing after every kill, crying but never stopping. Sarah created a tornado that funneled soldiers into Rin's flames. They screamed, she laughed. It was concerning. We were winning. Then the tunnel collapsed. Not from Kai's powers, from something bigger. Something that punched through solid bedrock like tissue paper. A dread colossus. 30 feet tall, vaguely humanoid, covered in armor made from fused bones of the corrupted. The sergeant smiled with broken teeth. The master sends his regards. The colossus roared, a sound that made my bones vibrate. Threat level, Omega. This entity has consumed over 10,000 corrupted souls. Recommend immediate evacuation. Can I beat it? Unknown, 47% probability of success, 94% probability of catastrophic collateral damage. I'll take those odds. I was afraid you'd say that. The colossus swung a fist the size of a car. I caught it. My feet carved trenches in the concrete from the impact, but I held. Rin, get everyone out! Not without you. That's an order! For once, she listened. The team grabbed civilians and ran. The sergeant and his soldiers moved to follow. Lyra blocked them with an ice wall 30 feet high. You're not going anywhere. The corrupted soldiers opened fire. Dante pulled Lyra behind a metal shield. "We hold here, buy her time." Kai reinforced the wall. "We got this." Sarah grinned wildly. "Yeah, we're definitely not gonna die. Probably, maybe." I couldn't watch them anymore because the Colossus was trying to crush me into paste. Chapter 11. Fighting a 30-foot nightmare creature in close quarters is like boxing in a closet. If the closet was made of concrete, and also on fire, and your opponent was made of 10,000 screaming souls. The Colossus grabbed me, lifted me, and slammed me through 3 walls. Damage assessment. Ribs cracked, internal bleeding, spinal misalignment. Heal it! Already done. Then why does it still hurt? Because pain is a useful indicator of... Echo! Healing is not pain relief, Aria. We discussed this. We did not! The Colossus charged. I rolled, grabbed a subway car, and swung it like a baseball bat. The car shattered against the Colossus' chest. It didn't even slow down. Okay, new strategy. Finally. I ran at it, slid between its legs, and emerged behind it. Then I jumped onto its back. The Colossus thrashed, trying to shake me off like a bug. I climbed higher, grabbing bone protrusions, until I reached its head. Echo, where's the core? Center mass, approximately chest level, but Aria... But what? The corruption is dense. Purifying it will require direct contact, full synchronization. You'll absorb massive amounts of corruption. How much? As much as to kill you again. But it'll work. Yes. Then that's what we do. I drove both hands into the Colossus's skull and poured golden fire directly into its brain. The Colossus screamed. So did I. Because Echo was right. The corruption flooded into me. Thick, wrong, burning ice and boiling darkness. Corruption level, 23%, 47%, 68%. I saw visions. 10,000 deaths. Soldiers dying to protect civilians, civilians dying to protect children, children dying alone, scared, calling for parents who were already dead. 81%, 89%, 94%. My vision went red, then black, then gold. Aria, you must release it or you will... Shut up! I pushed harder. The Colossus's armor cracked. 99%. I screamed and unleashed everything, every drop of power, every ounce of will, every bit of rage and desperate hope. The Colossus shattered. 10,000 souls, finally free, dissolved into golden light and drifted away. I fell 30 feet and hit the ground like a meteor.
Corruption level 100%. System critical. Beginning emergency purge.
Golden fire exploded from my body, uncontrolled, wild. It burned the corruption out of me in waves of agony. I vomited black ooze, cried tears of gold, screamed until my throat bled.
Purge complete. Corruption level 0%. Status alive. Barely.
I lay in a smoking crater, staring at the ruined ceiling. Echo?
Yes, Aria.
I hate this job.
I know. Let's do it again. You are genuinely unhinged. Learn from the best, Dragon Dad. What? Dragon Dad? I laughed until I couldn't breathe. Then Rin found me. She stood at the crater's edge, looking down.
You're insane.
Yup.
You could have died.
Yup.
You did it anyway.
Yep.
She jumped down and hugged me. You're my hero, you know that? I hugged her back. You're mine. Chapter 12. 3 days after the Colossus fight, we had a miracle. Nothing attacked us. Not one zombie, Not one beast, not even a corrupted rat. Silence. We used it to recover, to grieve, to bury the dead properly. 41 bodies laid to rest in a makeshift cemetery we built in an old park. Lyra spoke at the service. Clinical, precise. Then she broke down crying. Dante held her. It was the first time I'd seen him touch anyone gently. That night, we sat around a fire in the subway base. Rationed food, salvaged drinks, and exhausted conversation. Kai was teaching Sarah a card game. Dante was repairing armor. Lyra was reading a medical textbook by firelight. Rin sat next to me, staring into the flames. "Can I ask you something?" she said quietly. "Sure. You keep doing this, absorbing the corruption, almost dying. You could just blast them from a distance. Stay safe." I thought about it. Because someone has to. And because every corrupted person used to be someone. Someone's parent. Someone's kid. And if I can free them, give them peace, even if it hurts, I met her eyes, then the pain is worth it. Rin smiled, sad, proud. "You're too good for this world." "Nah, I just have a really good team." She laughed. "We are pretty great. Terrifyingly dysfunctional, but yes." Across the fire, Sarah suddenly looked up. "Hey, anyone else feel that?" We all paused. The ground was vibrating. "Aria, massive energy signature detected. Distance 2.3 miles. Closing fast." "What is it?" "It's the Master." My blood ran cold. Dante stood, grabbing his weapon. "The Master? The one controlling everything?" "Yes, and he's not coming to talk." The vibrations intensified. Above us, through the subway grate, the sky turned red. A voice echoed across the entire city. Deep, ancient, wrong. "Bring me the celestial, or watch your world burn." Civilians screamed. Rin ignited her fists. "How strong is he?" Echo was silent for a long moment. "Aria, the Master is a corruption god, an entity from the space between dimensions. It has destroyed 17 worlds before yours." "Can we beat it?" "Not as you are now. No." "Then what do we do?" "We run, hide, buy time until you're strong enough to—" Echo, how many people are left in this city? "Approximately 47,000. "And if we run?" "Ill-Yil." "He will slaughter them all." I stood. Everyone looked at me. "No running. We fight." Lyra shook her head. "Aria, if Echo says we can't win—" "He said we can't win as I am now, but I have a plan." Dante raised an eyebrow. "What plan?" I looked at Echo, not speaking, just thinking it. "Show me the forbidden technique." "Aria, no! That technique will—" "Show me." Echo hesitated. Then he shared it. The knowledge flooded my mind, a technique called celestial ascension. By burning my mortal limitations, I could temporarily become a full celestial, god-level power, for 5 minutes, after which I would die. Permanently. No resurrection, no second chances. "Aria?" Rin touched my arm. "What are you thinking?" I smiled. "Something stupid." Chapter 13. The corruption god didn't walk. It manifested. Reality tore open above the city, a wound in space leaking darkness. From it emerged the Master. Humanoid, 12 feet tall, armor made from crystallized corruption, eyes like dying stars. Its presence alone killed. Plants withered, metal rusted. People collapsed from corruption poisoning just from being nearby. And it spoke with the voices of every world it had destroyed. "Little Celestial, you have interfered with my harvest. Why?" "Because this is my world. These are my people, and you don't get to take them." The master laughed, a sound like continents cracking. "You are a child playing with power you do not understand. I have consumed billions. What is one more mortal?" "Let's find out." I launched, golden fire trailing behind me like wings. The master caught my punch with one hand and smiled. Disappointing. It threw me through 6 buildings. Damage. Catastrophic. Healing initiated. Rin charged in next, flames so hot they turned the air white. The master waved its hand. Rin's fire went out. All of it. Just gone. It grabbed her by the throat. "Run!" I screamed. Lyra hit it with absolute zero ice. The master absorbed it. Dante impaled it with a steel beam. The master snapped it like a toothpick. Kai dropped a building on it. The master walked out unscathed. Sarah hit it with hurricane force winds. The master didn't budge. It was toying with us. "You cannot harm me, children. I am entropy. I am ending. I am inevitable." It started crushing Rin's throat. She choked, gasping, eyes going wide. Something inside me shattered. Not my body. My restraint. "Echo. Celestial Ascension. Now." "Aria, please." "Now." "As you wish." "Goodbye, Aria Vale. It has been an honor." Golden light exploded from my core. Not fire, but pure power. My body transformed. Wings of light erupted from my back. My eyes burned like suns. My hair floated in a corona of gold. Power beyond measure flooded every cell. I was no longer human. I was celestial. And I had 5 minutes to save my world. Chapter 14. Celestial Ascension active. Time remaining 5 minutes. 4:59. 4:58. I moved faster than thought. Appeared behind the master. Grabbed Rin, teleported her to safety. The master blinked. Actually surprised. "Impossible. You are..." I punched it in the face. The master flew backward. Actually flew, and carved a trench through the street. 4:42, 4:41. "You talk too much," I said. My voice echoed with divine harmonics. The master stood, its armor cracked. For the first time, it looked angry. "You dare?" I hit it again, and again, and again. Each punch shattered buildings, created shockwaves, tore reality. The master tried to fight back. I was faster, stronger, better. But it was adapting, learning. Its armor regenerated, its power grew. Gods don't die easily. The master caught my next punch. "You burn bright, little star, but even you will fade." It drove its fist into my chest. My sternum shattered. 3:27, 3:26. Warning. Mortal shell deteriorating ahead of schedule. I coughed golden blood. Orthid. I grabbed the master's arm, spun, and threw it into orbit. Actually orbit. It disappeared into the sky like a comet. 2:58, 2:57. My team ran to me. Aria, what did you do? Rin shouted. Bought time. Listen. My legs gave out. Kai caught me. When I'm gone, you 5 need to lead. Protect the survivors. Find others like you. Build something better than what we had. Lyra's eyes widened. Gone? Aria, what are you... I'm dying, Lyra. I have 2 minutes left. Maybe less. Sarah started crying. No, 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 no! It's okay. I made my choice. Dante shook his head. This is bullshit. You don't get to be the hero and leave us with the mess. Someone has to. 2:14, 2:13. The sky darkened. The master returned, crashing down like a meteor. But different now. Bigger. Stronger. Angrier. You have made me bleed, mortal. For that, I will make your death eternal. It grew to 50 feet tall, 100, 200, a titan of pure corruption. 147, 146. Echo spoke softly. Aria, there is one more option. What? If I sacrifice what remains of my essence, my memories, my consciousness, I can stabilize your ascension, keep you in this form. Echo, no! You will live, but I will not. Not as myself. I will become pure energy within you. No thoughts, no voice, just power. I can't ask you to do. You didn't ask. I am choosing. Just like you chose to save me, to save everyone. Tears burned my eyes. But I need you. You're my friend. And I am your father, in every way that matters. So let me do what a father should. Protect his child. 109, 108. The master charged. Okay, I whispered. Do it. And Echo? Yes? Thank you. For everything. The honor was mine, Aria Vale. Now, save our world. Light consumed me. Echo's essence merged completely with mine. His voice faded. Not gone, but transformed into pure power, and I stopped burning. Celestial form stabilized. Permanent transformation complete. I rose into the air, wings spread wide, and faced the corruption god. Round 2. Chapter 15. Fighting a corruption god is like fighting a hurricane made of malice. It doesn't have weak points. It doesn't feel pain. It just destroys everything it touches. The master swung a fist the size of a house. I caught it. We locked hands, divine against corrupt, and the ground beneath us shattered from the pressure. You cannot win, the master hissed. I have devoured 17 worlds. What is one celestial? I smiled. The right one. I drove my knee into its chest. The impact created a shockwave that leveled 3 city blocks. The master stumbled. I didn't give it time to recover. Golden fire erupted from my hands, not purification, but pure destruction. The master's armor cracked. Impossible! You keep saying that. Maybe update your vocabulary. I hit it with a beam of concentrated celestial energy. The master screamed. actually screamed, and its form flickered. But it didn't fall. Instead, it laughed. You misunderstand, little star. I am not one entity. I am Legion. Its body split, and split again, and again. Now I faced 50 masters, then 100, then 1,000. They surrounded me, a swarm of dodlings, each powerful enough to destroy cities. Below, my team watched in horror. Rin grabbed her head. How do you fight that? Lyra's voice was cold. You don't. You run. We're not leaving her, Kai shouted. Dante looked at Sarah. Can you fly? Yeah. Why? Because we're going up. Chapter 16. I faced 1,000 corruption gods alone. They attacked as one. I moved through them like light through darkness, burning, purging, destroying. But there were too many. One grabbed my wing. I incinerated it. Another bit my shoulder. I crushed its skull. A third drove claws into my side. I tore it apart. But for every one I killed, 2 more appeared. I was losing. Then I heard Rin scream, Aria, duck! I dropped. A column of fire, white-hot, impossibly bright, roared over my head and disintegrated 50 masters. I looked down. My team was flying. No, Sarah was carrying them with wind currents. And they were fighting. Rin threw fireballs the size of cars. Lyra created ice spears that pierced dimensional armor. Dante launched metal projectiles like railgun shots. Kai ripped chunks from buildings and hurled them like asteroids. Sarah's tornadoes shredded masters into component atoms. They were magnificent. The masters noticed. Half turned toward my team. No! I teleported between them and the masters, wings spread wide, creating a barrier of golden light. The masters' attacks hit the barrier. It held. Barely. Get out of here, I shouted. No, Rin screamed back. We're not leaving you. You'll die! Then we die together. The barrier cracked. I couldn't protect them and fight. I had to choose. I chose them. I pulled every ounce of power into the barrier, reinforcing it, making it impenetrable. The masters couldn't break through, but I couldn't attack. Stalemate. The master, the original, manifested before me. You sacrifice victory to save them. Foolish, weak. This is why mortals always lose. No, I said quietly. This is why we always win. I looked at my team. Rin, brave and broken. Lyra, cold and caring. Dante, quiet and kind. Kai, gentle and strong. Sarah, scared and fierce. My family. I learned something from Echo, I said. A celestial isn't defined by power. It's defined by what they protect. The barrier pulsed. And I protect them. Golden light exploded from the barrier, not outward, but inward. Into my team. Rin gasped as her fire turned gold. Lyra's ice became crystallized light. Dante's metal transformed into celestial steel. Kai's earth glowed with divine energy. Sarah's wind sang with harmonic power. They weren't human anymore. They were demi-celestials. Temporary. 5 minutes, maybe. But enough. Rin grinned wildly. Oh, hell yes. The 6 of us stood together, burning with divine power. And we charged. Chapter 17. 6 against 1,000. It should have been impossible. It was glorious. Rin moved like a comet, Every punch an explosion, every step a trail of fire. She tackled a master, drove it through 3 buildings, and detonated them both in a supernova. She walked out laughing. Lyra was a frozen assassin, appearing behind masters, freezing them solid and shattering them with surgical precision. No wasted movement, no mercy. Dante forged weapons mid-combat, swords, spears, hammers, and distributed them to himself like a one-man armory. He fought 10 masters alone and won. Kai became a titan, growing stone armor, massive fists, crushing everything that came close. He apologized after every kill, never stopped fighting. Sarah created a flying fortress, a hurricane that she controlled from the center, shredding masters with wind blades. She laughed the entire time. And me? I fought the original. God against God. We moved faster than physics allowed. Our clashes created explosions visible from space. The master was stronger, but I was angrier. "Why do you resist?" it screamed. "Everything ends. Heat death, entropy, corruption is the natural state." "You're wrong." I drove my fist through its chest. Life is the natural state. Love, hope, messy, chaotic, beautiful life. Golden fire poured into the master, not burning, but healing, reversing corruption, showing it what it used to be before it fell, before it became a monster. The master saw itself, a celestial like me, once, protector of worlds, then betrayed, corrupted, lost. "No, I was good once," I whispered. "So be good again." The master trembled, then dissolved, not into ash, but into light, redeemed, finally free. Chapter 18. When gods die, reality has opinions. The 1,000 masmas collapse simultaneously, dissolving into harmless light. The corrupted humans stopped moving, stood still, then fell. Finally dead, finally at peace. The fallen beasts crumbled, the rifts sealed, the sky cleared. For the first time in months, the sun shone clean and warm. I floated down to the street where my team stood, golden glow fading from their bodies as the temporary Ascension wore off. They looked exhausted. I looked dead. "Is it over?" Sarah asked quietly. I nodded. "It's over." Kai started crying. "We won?" "We won." Rin grabbed me in a hug so tight I heard something crack. "Ow! Shut up! Let me have this!" Around us, survivors emerged from hiding, thousands of them, blinking in the sunlight, unable to believe they'd lived. An old man approached, trembling. "Are we safe?" I smiled. "You're safe." He burst into tears. Soon others joined him, crying, hugging, celebrating, grieving all at once. We'd saved 47,000 people. We lost millions. Victory tastes like ash sometimes. 3 months later, Reconstruction was hell. Not metaphorical hell, actual bureaucratic hell. Turns out when you save the world, people expect you to help with the boring parts too. We formed a council. Me, my team, and elected representatives from survivor communities. Ren handled defense, trained people to fight the remaining corrupted pockets. Lyra ran medical operations, saved hundreds with her ice preservation techniques. Dante built infrastructure, walls, homes, entire districts rose from his hands. Kai handled agriculture, literally made the earth fertile again. Sarah managed supply chains with wind-powered transport. And me? I purified corrupted zones, reversed damage, healed the world, one scar at a time. It was exhausting. It was beautiful. One night, I stood on the roof of our new headquarters, a repurposed stadium. Echo's presence hummed in my chest. Not words anymore, just warmth. I missed his voice, but I felt his pride. Hey, Dragon Dad. We did it. Your world and mine, both saved. You'd be proud. The warmth pulsed. I am. Not words, just feeling. But enough. Behind me, footsteps. Rin joined me, handing me a drink. Celebrating? Surviving. She laughed. Same thing nowadays. We stood in comfortable silence. Hey, Aria. Yeah? Thanks. For being insane enough to save a soul. I smiled. Thanks for being insane enough to help. Below, the city glowed. Lights returning street by street. People laughing, living, hoping. You know what the best part is? I said. What? We get to see what comes next. Rin grinned. Hell yeah, we do. And together we watched the sunrise over our broken, beautiful, surviving world. Epilogue. New beginnings. 6 months later. Aria, the East District is reporting corrupted plants again. I groaned. Seriously? I purified that zone twice. Sarah flew past my window. Also, we're out of coffee and Rin might murder someone. Tell her to breathe. She set the break room on fire. That's the opposite of breathing. Welcome to post-apocalyptic city management, where the monsters are mostly gone, but bureaucracy is eternal. I walked into the council room where my team argued about zoning laws. Metal infrastructure is more durable, Dante insisted. But earth buildings are self-healing, Kai countered. Can we compromise with ice? Lyra suggested. Ice melts, Lyra! I raised my hand. How about we use all three and stop fighting? They stared at me. Revolutionary, Dante muttered. Later, I visited the memorial. A massive wall with 3.7 million names carved in stone. Everyone we couldn't save. I traced my fingers over the letters. We're trying, I whispered, to build something worth what you gave. The golden signal on my wrist pulsed. Echo's essence, wordless but present, seemed to whisper, they know. That night, Rin organized a party. Survivors celebrating the 6-month anniversary of the final battle. Music, food, laughter, normal things. Beautiful things. I stood on the edge, watching. Sarah dragged me onto the dance floor. No brooding allowed. I'm not brooding. You're literally standing in the shadows. Fair. We danced. Terrible, chaotic, joyful dancing. And for the first time since the world ended, I felt something I've forgotten. Happy. Later, much later, I stood alone under the stars. The sky was clear. No corruption, no rifts. Just stars. I said, Echo? Are you watching? The warmth in my chest pulsed, steady, eternal. Always. I smiled. Then watch this. I raised my hands. Golden light poured from my palms. Not destruction, not purification. Creation. The light touched the scarred earth, and flowers bloomed. Trees grew, healthy and strong. Grass spread like a green blanket over ash and ruin. Life. Pure, simple, beautiful life. The party stopped. Everyone turned to watch. The light spread across the entire city, healing, renewing, transforming. Rin appeared beside me, eyes wide. Aria, how? I smiled, tears streaming down my face. Because Echo taught me something. We're not just survivors. We're not just fighters. The golden light pulsed brighter. We're builders. The light reached Memorial Wall, and the stone seemed to glow, warm, peaceful, like a final blessing for the fallen. Around me, my team gathered. My family. Lyra placed a hand on my shoulder. Dante nodded with something like respect. Kai smiled through happy tears. Sarah bounced excitedly. "This is so cool!" Rin squeezed my hand. "We did it. Actually did it. We did. And we're going to keep doing it. Every day for everyone who can't." The light faded, leaving behind a city transformed. Not perfect, not fixed, but alive. And that was enough. 3 months later, reconstruction was hell. Not metaphorical hell, actual bureaucratic hell. Turns out when you save the world, people expect you to help with the boring parts too. We formed a council. Me, my team, and elected representatives from survivor communities. Ren handled defense, trained people to fight the remaining corrupted pockets. Lyra ran medical operations, saved hundreds with her ice preservation techniques. Dante built infrastructure, walls, homes, entire districts rose from his hands. Kai handled agriculture, literally made the earth fertile again. Sarah managed supply chains with wind-powered transport. And me? I purified corrupted zones, reversed damage, healed the world, one scar at a time. It was exhausting. It was beautiful. One night, I stood on the roof of our new headquarters, a repurposed stadium. Echo's presence hummed in my chest. Not words anymore, just warmth. I missed his voice, but I felt his pride. "Hey, Dragon Dad. We did it. Your world and mine, both saved. You'd be proud." The warmth pulsed. I am. Not words, just feeling. But enough. Behind me, footsteps. Rin joined me, handing me a drink. Celebrating? Surviving. She laughed. Same thing nowadays. We stood in comfortable silence. "Hey, Aria." "Yeah?" "Thanks. For being insane enough to save a soul." I smiled. "Thanks for being insane enough to help." Below, the city glowed. Lights returning street by street. People laughing, living, hoping. "You know what the best part is?" I said. "What?" "We get to see what comes next." Rin grinned. "Hell yeah, we do." And together we watched the sunrise over our broken, beautiful, surviving world. Epilogue. New beginnings. 6 months later. "Aria, the East District is reporting corrupted plants again." I groaned. "Seriously? I purified that zone twice." Sarah flew past my window. "Also, we're out of coffee and Rin might murder someone." "Tell her to breathe." "She set the break room on fire." "That's the opposite of breathing." Welcome to post-apocalyptic city management, where the monsters are mostly gone, but bureaucracy is eternal. I walked into the council room where my team argued about zoning laws. "Metal infrastructure is more durable," Dante insisted. "But earth buildings are self-healing," Kai countered. "Can we compromise with ice?" Lyra suggested. "Ice melts, Lyra!" I raised my hand. "How about we use all three and stop fighting?" They stared at me. "Revolutionary," Dante muttered. Later, I visited the memorial. A massive wall with 3.7 million names carved in stone. Everyone we couldn't save. I traced my fingers over the letters. "We're trying," I whispered, "to build something worth what you gave." The golden signal on my wrist pulsed. Echo's essence, wordless but present, seemed to whisper, "They know." That night, Rin organized a party. Survivors celebrating the 6-month anniversary of the final battle. Music, food, laughter, normal things. Beautiful things. I stood on the edge, watching. Sarah dragged me onto the dance floor. "No brooding allowed." "I'm not brooding. You're literally standing in the shadows." Fair. We danced. Terrible, chaotic, joyful dancing. And for the first time since the world ended, I felt something I've forgotten. Happy. Later, much later, I stood alone under the stars. The sky was clear. No corruption, no rifts. Just stars. I said, "Echo, are you watching?" The warmth in my chest pulsed, steady, eternal. Always. I smiled. Then watch this. I raised my hands. Golden light poured from my palms. Not destruction, not purification. Creation. The light touched the scarred earth, and flowers bloomed. Trees grew, healthy and strong. Grass spread like a green blanket over ash and ruin. Life. Pure, simple, beautiful life. The party stopped. Everyone turned to watch. The light spread across the entire city, healing, renewing, transforming. Rin appeared beside me, eyes wide. Aria, how? I smiled, tears streaming down my face. Because Echo taught me something. We're not just survivors. We're not just fighters. The golden light pulsed brighter. We're builders. The light reached Memorial Wall, and the stone seemed to glow, warm, peaceful, like a final blessing for the fallen. Around me, my team gathered. My family. Lyra placed a hand on my shoulder. Dante nodded with something like respect. Kai smiled through happy tears. Sarah bounced excitedly. This is so cool! Rin squeezed my hand. We did it. Actually did it. We did. And we're going to keep doing it. Every day for everyone who can't. The light faded, leaving behind a city transformed. Not perfect, not fixed, but alive. And that was enough. 5 years later. The New Dawn Academy stood where the old subway station had once been. A school for young people with powers, teaching them control, purpose, hope. I walked through the halls, listening to instructors teach. Rin's class on combat ethics. And that's why you don't set your teammates on fire, even if they're annoying. Lyra's medical lecture. Precision over power. Always. Dante's engineering course. If it's not over-engineered, it's not engineered correctly. Kai's philosophy discussion. Strength means protecting the vulnerable, not dominating them. Sarah's chaos seminar. So if you spin the tornado counterclockwise... I smiled. In the courtyard, young students practiced their powers under supervision. A girl with earth abilities moved rocks clumsily. She looked frustrated, ready to quit. I approached. Hey, you okay? She looked up, recognized me, and went pale. Director Vale? I'm sorry, I can't get it right. Can I tell you a secret? She nodded. When I first got my powers, I destroyed my own toilet. Twice. In one day. Her eyes widened. Really? Really? Powers aren't about being perfect. They're about trying, failing, learning, growing. I demonstrated, creating a small flower from golden light. See? Small steps, small victories. They add up. The girl tried again. This time she moved the rock, just a little, but steadier. She beamed. Keep practicing, I said, ruffling her hair. You're going to do great things. Later, I found my team in our old meeting spot, the roof. We watched the sunset over a city that lived, breathed, thrived. You ever think about that first day, when the sky cracked and everything went to hell? Sarah asked. Every day, I admitted. Do you regret it? Lyra asked quietly. What did you sacrifice? I touched my chest, where Echo's essence still hummed. No, because of what we built, who we saved, what we became. Dante raised his drink. To the end of the world. Kai added, and the new beginning. Rin grinned, to being alive and annoyingly heroic. Sarah laughed, to be the best dysfunctional family ever. I raised my glass. To us, the Chaos Squad, saviors of 2 worlds and the weirdest team in history. We drank together as the sun set on a world reborn. And somewhere in the warmth of my chest, I felt Echo's pride. felt his love, felt his final message. You did it, daughter. You saved everyone, including me. I smiled, tears flowing freely now. We did it together, Dragon Dad. All of us. The stars came out, brilliant, clear, infinite. No corruption, no darkness. Just a possibility. Just hope. Just life. The end. Or, more accurately, the beginning. Post-credits scene. Location, unknown dimension. Time, irrelevant. In the space between worlds, in the void where reality ends, something stirred. A figure materialized, tall, elegant, burning with silver-white fire. It observed Earth through dimensional barriers, watched Aria and her team, smiled. So, the dragon's child succeeded. How unexpected. Another voice, deeper, resonant. Should we intervene? No. Let them have their peace. They've earned it. And when the next corruption wave comes, when the cycle begins again, the silver figure's smile widened. Then we'll see if she's truly ready to join the Celestial Council. The figure dissolved into light. Earth slept unaware, but Aria, in her dreams, felt something watching, something waiting, something that whispered, "Your story isn't over yet, little star." She smiled in her sleep. Bring it on.